Hello everyone present here. This is Apurva from Mom's Belief. I hope you all are doing good and keeping safe. Today we have Dr. Thangavil with us. He is a consultant pediatrician working as a senior assistant professor in KAPV Government College, Tirchi. He is having 7 years of teaching experience for undergraduate MBBS and nursing students and postgraduate students as well. Today, he is going to tell us about and discuss about how to handle children with autism at home during this pandemic. A very warm welcome, doctor. Thank you for joining with us today, and we shall start this session. Over to you, doctor. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all gathered here. First, I want to convey my hearty thanks to Mom's Belief for giving me this opportunity. And before going into this presentation, since were no people around me, I am removing my mask from my face. But at the same time, I request all of you to wear mask wherever you are going out of your home and even inside the home if you are able to meet someone. And before going into the topic proper, I want to bow my head to all the mothers who are all taking care of our all special children with greater energy, with greater sacrifice, with greater ambition. So, like us, we are fighting with the COVID infection for this pandemic period alone, but you are fighting with a lot of hurdles which are all facing through the journey of taking care of specialized children. So we will be with you at all time, and we assure you all kind of help will be offered by us as a medical people and also by a greater associations like Mom's Belief and great teachers like Pravina Madam and others. So going to the topic proper, care of autistic children during COVID pandemic. Actually, care of autistic kids is not a different topic. The care of normal children is more or less equal to that of autistic children. But there are some points to be re-emphasized in regards to the autistic children, and I will emphasize those points then and there whenever the need arises. The next slide. So this is COVID appropriate behavior. It's the first and foremost thing we should know. That is prevention of COVID using a proper hand wash, wearing face mask in an appropriate position. See, the mask should cover your nose, mouth, and chin. And the mask should be tightly wear. It should not get loosened. Most of the cloth mask we are using is getting loosened and it is coming below the nose and it is just covering the mouth. What is the primary aim of the mask? We need to prevent the aerosol infection that is getting enter into the lungs through the nose. So how will you prevent? Wearing the mask in the appropriate place, covering the nose. It is the only step, it's the primary step which will prevent the COVID infection. So wear the face mask with the appropriate manner. And go to the previous slide. Go to the previous slide. Social distancing. It's a very, very important measure. See, 6 to 10 meters of distance to be maintained in a public place. Within home, 6 to 10 meters maintenance may be difficult, but if it is possible, we should maintain the distance. And all these three measures should be followed not only during pandemic, not only during lockdown period. This all three steps should be followed for next couple of years, maybe 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, 10 years, or lifelong, maybe. Who knows? The time only will give a proper answer. So even if government authorities going to relax the COVID lockdown. We should not relax our COVID precautions. We should strictly follow the COVID precautions. So this is the first and foremost slide point I want to emphasize to all the mothers gathered here. Next slide. So hand washing, previous hand washing is very important measure, but there are a lot of steps involved in the hand wash. This total hand wash consists of 60 seconds, in which first step, that is the point number 3, is the first step, in which you have to first wash your hands with the water, just a superficial wash. Then you have to pour the wash gel over your hand. Then the first step is like you have to rub your palm with the palmar surface like this. You have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you have to go back and you have to use your back side of the hand, and you have to keep the palm over the back side of the other hand, and you have to do like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then again, left side: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. After this, you have to interlace the fingers and you have to do the 10 steps: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then again, you have to interlock your fingers like this, and you have to clean your knuckles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both the side, all the steps what I'm telling, you should do it in both the side. Okay. This is on this side 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So the last, not last step, the before step, that is you're cleaning the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Then the last step is your 4 fingers. You have to rub them against your palm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for the completion step, the final step is you are cleaning the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you have to wipe the foams of the soap with the running water. Then you have to use the elbow tap to close the tap. And then you have to dry your hands with the clean cloth, and you have to dry it for a few seconds. So I want to repeat the step in a faster manner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So this is called proper hand wash. Sir, it is like a bigger procedure. Why you are asking us to do all this? Because it should become normal for our life, and it should become a routine norm for our life. Once you are getting followed and you are getting used to this method, you won't forget this. So within 60 seconds, you have to follow all these 6 to 7 steps to have a clean, dry hands to prevent the COVID infection. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. What about mask for our children? You can wear mask for all children above 2 years of age group. Less than 2 years of age group, usage of mask will have some adverse effect. So you should use with the precautions. You should not have a too tight cloth mask for less than 2 years. So preferably less than 2-year-old child need not use the mask due to safety reasons. Next slide. What about my children? If my children is going to have corona infection, will my child become sick always? The answer is no, because only 1 to 2% of children will become more sick. 60 to 70% of children will have no symptoms at all. Usually the family members will have COVID infections. They are going to test the children, they will become positive. That's all. There won't be any symptoms at all. But rest of the people, 30 to 40% of children will have cough, cold, fever like symptoms. In the 30 to 40%, only 1 to 2% will become sick. This is according to the second wave data. This is according to the second wave data. We are curious and we are very much alarming about the third wave, whether this 1 to 2% of sick children may go up to 10 to 20%. We are having crossed fingers, because we should watch it very closely whether the third wave will produce more sick children due to COVID infection. But as of now, the data are reassuring only 1 to 2% of children are become sick. But that 1 to 2%, which children will become sick, that we don't know. So that is why we should be very cautious and we should avoid COVID infections and we should follow COVID precautions for all our family members and the children. Next slide. So physical health and mental health and gentle health, these are the three healths to be taken care during this pandemic period. Next slide. Physical health. So you need to encourage the continuous playing or intermittent playing. While playing, the child should be encouraged to wear mask. They will used to get it, because sometimes you may think whether while playing, if you are going to wear mask, it will suffocate the child. No, not at all. The children will get accommodate to that and they will adapt to that mask and teach them new things during lockdown period and provide them a nutritious diet. Don't give high carb diet. They're going to give high carb diet, they will become obese. At the same time, give good fat, not all fat, good fat. There are almonds are there and olive oil is there. Like that, you have to select a good fats, not the trans fats. Avoid trans fats. And adequate sleep should be there. 6 to 8 hours of sleeping is must for a good activity and good health for any children. That is applicable to our autistic children also. Yes, of course, autistic children will have difficulty in sleeping. For that, you have to follow certain sleep inducing behaviors. Like you can give bananas during night time, good milk during night time, and you can play a nice music and song for them during night time to give a proper sleep, to induce a proper sleep. And for autistic children especially, you may need to avoid gluten diet. So you should give a gluten-free diet. And what are the gluten diets? Like wheat, maida, atta, they are the diets should be avoided. If possible, the child is already trained or parents are trained, you can practice yoga, and you have to always do simple exercises daily, not as vigorous exercise, simple exercise daily in a daily manner. See, some people will do the exercise 1 day in a week, then they will do after some time, after some months. That is not called regular exercise. You should do regular exercise in a regular interval. Daily, you have to do the simple and persistent exercises. And if somebody are sick, somebody are COVID positive in the home, in the family, you need to separate the child from the sick people. That doesn't mean you should avoid sick people. You should give respect, you should give care to the sick people, but try to maintain the distance from the sick older people to our children. That is the only thing we need to follow. And continue other autistic medications regularly, which are all offered by your pediatrician or behavioral doctor. Next slide. So when will you test the child for COVID infection? See, if somebody's family members are positive, we can test the child. If the child is symptomatic, child is having fever, cold, cough, you can test the child. If the child is having continuous fever beyond 3 days, you can test the child. But you should not test the child on your own. Get the consultation with the treating pediatrician, family pediatrician, and then go for testing. Next slide. So once the child is become positive, what other care can be given for the COVID positive children at home? You need to record the temperature and the oxygen saturation using pulse oximeter. See, the pulse oximeter usually available in many of the homes nowadays. This pulse oximeter can read the values only in the older children, not in the young or small children. See, for example, less than 2 years of age group, you should use the pulse oximeter, which is available in the doctor's clinic or is available in the hospital. See, the pulse oximeter shown in this picture can be used for more than 2 years of age group. That are the children, they will show the readings. So you should be cautious. See, for this lengthy and bulky pulse oximeter, if you're going to put in a 2-year-old children, the 2-year-old, less than 2-year-old children, there won't be any reading at all. So you should not get panic. There is no reading in the pulse oximeter. Or something is wrong. Something has happened to my children. You should not think like that. So use a proper pulse oximeter with the advice of your treating pediatrician, and you have to record the values in a diary, and you have to take the image and you can send to your treating pediatrician. They will monitor. Once in 6 hours, you have to record the temperature and oxygen saturation if the child is COVID positive. If the fever is more than 100 Fahrenheit, only you should give paracetamol. Less than 100 Fahrenheit, you should not give paracetamol, because paracetamol is a drug. You should not use drug without indication. And the dose will be prescribed your pediatrician. The appropriate dose should be given with the appropriate interval. Too much of anything is good for nothing. If you are going to give too much paracetamol, it will harm your child. So give a proper dose with a proper interval with the advice of your treating pediatrician. Of course, not only for COVID infection, like any other viral infection, you should soup without spiciness, vegetable soup, non-vegetable soup you can give, juices with less sugar or nil sugar, juices without ice you can give, and you can give plenty of warm water or lukewarm water you can give. Maintain oral and dental hygiene and as well as body hygiene. See, once the child is COVID positive, you should give it regular bath daily. You should avoid oil baths for all children, also for COVID positive children when the child is having cold or cough, because the oil will go into the nose and ears and it will produce oil pneumonia and severe infection. So avoid oil bath, avoid all native method of treatment. See, somebody will pour the oil into the nose, somebody will pour oil into the ears to get rid of the cold and cough. That and all the practice should be avoided. You should not do like that. And somebody will do mouth to mouth sucking of cold. That should be strictly avoided. That is a very, very bad practices. Okay. And then you should avoid steam inhalation for younger children. See, for less than 2-year children, they may jump into the steam water. So you should be very much precautious and you should be cautious regarding steam inhalation. Steam inhalation should be given only for particular children with the advice of the treating doctor. If some children is having lung infection, you should avoid giving steam inhalation. The child is having only nasal infection, only pharyngeal throat infection, you can give steam inhalation with the advice of your treating pediatrician. See, somebody is giving, some parents are giving morning, afternoon, evening, night, second hour early steam inhalation. That is not at all needed. Please don't give such a repeated steam inhalation. Steam inhalation should be prescribed by a treating doctor. Then only you should give steam inhalation to your children. And then you can give vitamin C and zinc with the advice of the treating pediatrician. Next slide. Next slide, please. Then, what are the danger signs in COVID patients, COVID children? If the child is become COVID positive, and there is no symptoms, the children can be kept in the home isolation. But what are the danger signs after which you should seek medical attention immediately? These are the following danger signs. If the child is having continuous fever, continuous cough, the child is looking very dull, lethargic, child is not at all taking food. Next slide, please. And the child is having excessive vomiting, loose stools, child is having decreased urine output. These are all the danger signs. Next slide. See, if the child is having a pulse oximetry reading less than 94%, the child is having seizure, the child is become unconscious. These are all the danger signs for which you have to seek medical attention immediately. You should call your family pediatrician. What should I do immediately if the symptoms are present? If the symptoms are not present, and the respiratory distress, that is the symptom, it is not mentioned here. Respiratory distress means child will have a increased work of breathing. For example, if it is younger children, there will be a burrow below the rib cage. It is visible. Usually there won't be any burrow visible below the rib cage while breathing. If there is a burrow is visible just below the rib cage while breathing, it is called respiratory distress. Or fast breathing. These are all the danger signs for which you need to immediately call your family pediatrician. If these symptoms are not present, you need not worry. You can continue the monitoring of the children and you can report the temperature and pulse oximeter reading to your pediatrician. Next slide. So, mental health is equally important as that of physical health, and it is important to talk to your child about coronavirus in a simple way. You should not threaten the child. For example, you can say like this: coronavirus is a germ. It can make people become sick, but we can do things to stay healthy, and we should follow the certain precautionary methods like wearing mask, following hand hygiene, and maintaining the social distance. These are all the important key steps you can emphasize for your child. Find ways for your child to express feelings. To help kids work through strong emotions, try talking together, doing some craft work. You can allow the child to do writing work. You can allow the child for playing. All these things to be allowed under monitoring, because some children will go out of the house. While going out of the house, you should be ask the child to wear the mask. See, you can tell a lot of social stories. Many social stories will have pictures to go along with them. Use social stories, pictures, and other visuals to convey some strong and good messages, and you can keep them engaged. And you should stick to regular bed timings, stick to regular wake up timings, make proper meal and snack times. We should limit the screen times. We should limit the chorus time, and you can engage the child in routine household activities. For example, you can train your child to help you in household activities for a particular time, so by which child mind will get engaged. But build in new routines to like example, you can mimic a school, you can play a drama like school work, and you can have some exercises in the home like that. You should do some demonstration to engage the child, and you should play with your child as far as possible. Next slide. So stay connected with your children and ask your child to continue with your online classes, and you can have a contact with your special school teacher, special school training teacher regarding online classes also. You can try daily half an hour to 1 hour online classes for autistic children, because keeping the energy, keeping the learned behaviors, keeping the learned skill should be come in practice only by doing it regularly. So for that, you need to give them a continuous education using online classes. For that, you should contact the special school health educator. Next slide. Dental health. Health is a routine health. We are usually advised to avoid sugary food times, especially before going for bed. You should avoid sugary food and rinse the mouth after each feed, and rinse the mouth before going to sleep. And brush 2 times a day with a good toothpaste, that is fluoride contains toothpaste. Drink proper water with the good fluoride content. Next slide. What are the different situations in the family, how to manage? For example, some in a family, mother and child both will be positive. What you should do? Let the child can be cared by the mother. If the mother is sick, if the mother is getting admitted, in that situation, some healthcare can take over the function. What about breastfeeding? You can continue the breastfeeding as far as possible and feasible. Okay. What about mother is positive and child is negative? See, mother can take care of the child if the mother is stable. Okay. But mother has to follow the best possible sanitization, proper mask, and you should follow the social distancing practices. What about child is positive, parents is negative? Parents is negative. Parents are negative. Still, parents can take care of the child uh, in and out of the hospital. However, in such scenario, the parents should use the proper mask and personal protective equipment for their protection. If the parents are positive, we used to have in mind that we can send our child to our grandparents. That is good, not a good idea, because grandparents will have a less immunity. They are having more risk to develop severe disease. So try to avoid sending your child to your grandparents. For that, you can take care of a child with a proper mask, social distancing, and hand hygiene. If the child is having confirmed COVID negative status, you can send your child to grandparents. Next slide. How to take advice about care of my COVID positive children? See, preferable mode of consultation should be teleconsultation. The child is COVID positive, the child should not go out of the home without any necessary need. See, unless there is unless it is warranted, unless it is important, you should not go out of the home. See, if your doctor is giving teleconsultation to you, and if he is advising you to come to hospital only, you should go with your children. For example, some serious problem is there. See, the child, I told you some danger sign. In that situation, your doctor will call you, or you can itself can go to the hospital directly, or otherwise postpone all your routine visit to the hospital. You can have a teleconsultation as far as concerned, and you can have a good information from authentic institutional websites like Indian Academy of Pediatrics, and that is iapindia.org, and WHO website, AIMS website, and PGH Chandigarh website. You can get ample of information regarding care of COVID positive children. Next slide. What about COVID vaccines for our children? Before going for COVID vaccines for children, I want to request all the adults in your family to get vaccinated at earliest, because if you get vaccinated, the chance of infection passing from the adults to children will get minimized. So you can indirectly protect your children from infection. So for that purpose, at least I request all of you to get all your vaccines in your appropriate age period. And if it is available in your nearby government facilities, you please go and ask for infection, get all your vaccination, ask for vaccination, and get all your vaccination at the right time of period. Because getting vaccination for adults is very, very important. What about COVID vaccines for children? Right now, there are no COVID vaccines available in India. There are trials are going on by Oxford vaccine, Pfizer vaccine, and Covaxin, but still we need to get recommendation from our ICMR and Indian government to give vaccines for children. Until then, vaccination of adults is the only key to prevent the infection for children from adults. Next slide. What about other vaccines? Can I vaccinate my child? The child is tested positive. Can I vaccinate my child? Yes, you can give routine immunization after 2 weeks if the child is having had a asymptomatic COVID infection. The COVID test is positive, but there was no infection, no symptoms at all. Means you can give routine vaccines after 2 weeks of age, 2 weeks from the positivity. See, if child was on serious condition and child was admitted in ICU, you can postpone the routine vaccines for 3 months. If the child is well, COVID is not at all positive, you can continue the routine vaccinations. Child is positive and doesn't have any symptoms at all, you can give routine vaccines after 2 weeks. The child is COVID positive, but child is having severe symptoms, you can give routine vaccines after 3 months. Next slide. What are the important slides? Important vaccines to be given for the child during pandemic, autistic child. So pneumococcal vaccine should be given, pentavalent, routine, all immunization vaccines should be given. Pneumococcal vaccines especially to be given during this period. Measles vaccines also there in a routine protocol. Pentavalent is also there in routine protocol. But pneumococcal vaccine and flu vaccine are two vaccines that is not given in routine vaccination schedule. So you can give pneumococcal vaccine and flu vaccine for all your autistic child as well as other child from your treating pediatrician. Because pneumococcal pneumonia and flu pneumonia are the real two pneumonias are worsening the child condition during this pandemic other than COVID infection. So you should give the coverage for pneumococcal as well as flu vaccines. Next slide. Thank you. I have completed the COVID precautions. I have completed do's and don'ts during COVID in positivity status, and I have enlightened about the mental dental health for all the autistic children. I will feel very happy if I'm going to receive many questions. Are there any questions available in the chat box?
Yes, doctor, I can see one question from Rohit. He is asking, sir, please let us know about the third wave of COVID. Can we expect third wave of COVID?
Definitely, sir. We can expect third wave of COVID, but when the third wave of COVID will come, there are some guesses, epidemiological guesses available. For example, for each state, the peak of the second wave is different. For example, in Tamil Nadu, the now only we have coming out of the peak. From this peak, after 6 to 8 months, roughly. For example, what is this month? This is, I think it is May month. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. See, in between November to January, the third wave can be expected for the Tamil Nadu. Like that, each state, when they are achieving the peak infection, from the peak infection, after 6 to 8 months, they will have the third. But in third wave, the children will get more affected. That is this prediction actually. Even if the children are going to get more infected, the percentage of sick children will become only 1 to 2%. That is also a prediction. We are only bothering whether the sick children percentage will get increased or not. Okay, from 1 to 2%, if the child requiring oxygen percentage is increasing from 1 to 2% to 10 to 20%, we should get worried. To avoid that situation, all the adults should get vaccinated. All the 3 steps of masking, hand washing, social distancing to be followed for rest of the period. Then only we can contain the severe COVID infections for our younger generation.
Thank you for the answer. I hope Rohit has got his answer. Any question? Okay, we have a question from Ambika. Are autistic children more prone for catching the virus?
Definitely, it is a good concern. See, there will self maintenance and self-maintaining of hygiene maybe poor, maybe or lesser, not poor, maybe lesser in autistic children because they won't bother about them much unless they have been properly trained. They are properly trained regarding hand hygiene. They are properly trained regarding mask wearing. They have properly trained regarding social distancing. Acquiring of COVID infection in autistic children will be as that of normal children. If they are not get trained in these three aspects, they may get more chance of infections as like that of any other children.
Thank you for the answer, doctor. Is there anyone who wants to ask any question? We can unmute you. You can raise your hand.
Participants, if you have any question, you can simply unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Ravina, madam, do you have any questions to ask me?
No, sir, very clearly explained, sir. We got more information.
Okay. Hope I didn't give you much of over information also. Huh?
No, actually, it's a very useful information that you have shared, doctor. Actually, so it will be definitely it will be benefited for the
Okay,
participants.
we have got one more question.
Yeah.
From Ambika. Apart from the vaccines you mentioned, are there specific vitamins that will help prevent?
See, the vitamins, regarding the vitamins, you should give a proper dose. If you are going to give too much of vitamins, it will affect the children. So get the advice from your treating pediatrician. Age appropriate, weight appropriate vitamins should be given for the children if it is warranted. Or otherwise, routine use of vitamins is not necessary. If you are going to give a healthy food, the mother is the real vitamin for the children. The food prepared by the mother is will contain all the vitamins for the children. So you can give a healthy diet, green leaf vegetables. You can give if he's a non-vegetarian, you can give a good meat also. You can give daily eggs for them. You can give milk for them. Dal you can give. You can give cashew nuts. You can give fruits, and you can give all the routine daily diets which is there in our Indian recipe. That are all the real-time vitamins. I won't go for vitamins in the syrup or medical form unless it is warranted.
I think so. That's it. The questions from the participants, I guess. So for any further queries, I think Tarang, you can drop a email ID so we can get it back for the clarifications on the doubts.
Sir, I want to convey a message.
Yes, sir. Sure.
See, if any autistic children need medical consultation, they can note down my number. I can give them the teleconsultation through my phone during the time between 6 to 7 p.m. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. if it is a not emergency. If it is an emergency, I'll be happy to pick up the call at any time. Okay. You can note down my number. That is the 75987 51581. This is the number can be given for teleconsultation for the needed patients, that is autistic or special children. This teleconsultation, I won't charge anything because I want to do it as a service for the special children.
Really, that's a great
Thank you,
service.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
That's wonderful, doctor. For more queries, if anyone has more query, you can mail us contact@momsbelieve.com. And thank you for this wonderful and informative session, sir, and joining with us today. Thank you to all the parents and professionals for joining with us today. We hope you all have gotten your answer. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
so much.
doctor.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.